What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about something huge that could change Call of Duty forever, what could be a new part of COD 2.0, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and let me know down below in the comment section, when did you guys stop playing Modern Warfare 2, if you ever did? If so, if you did stop playing the game, will you end up returning to Modern Warfare 2 on February 15th, the launch of Season 2? If you guys are unhappy with how multiplayer has been handled since launch, do you want to see more than 2 maps added during Season 2, or will 2 maps do enough for you to at least play the game again for another couple of weeks? Let me know how you guys are feeling about that. But as a bit of an update as to how Modern Warfare 2 has performed over the last couple of months, Activision did confirm that Modern Warfare 2's engagement during Q4 set new franchise records along with higher PC sales thanks to Steam launch. Warzone 2 saw moderate growth in engagement year over year, and the company still says that Warzone Mobile will end up releasing at some point in 2023. So obviously, if you compare that with the report from a couple of weeks ago that apparently Warzone 2's player count did drop off more than they expected, I do think that we'll end up seeing a resurgence, no pun intended, when a brand new season drops with an overhaul to Warzone 2's gameplay, the return of Resurgence as a mode, and hopefully even more content that we definitely didn't expect. Now, also as a reminder for those still confused on what COD 2.0 means, it represents the new era of the franchise that they've been heavily marketing ever since the COD Next event many months ago, in which we'll end up seeing shared cross-progression between Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and even Warzone Mobile. That is shared progression for camo grinding, the battle pass, those tier skips, even the bundles and cosmetics are going to be coming out. So that is the new era of Call of Duty as they've been labeling it as. But obviously Modern Warfare 2 has its shortcomings that hopefully will start fading away with Season 2, so we can start seeing some actual new content and innovation that should have been in the game day one. Now, tonight's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal. HelloFresh also makes it convenient if you're a full-time content creator like myself who doesn't have much time to cook. We all want to save money this time of the year, right? But did you know that HelloFresh helps you save money all year round? HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% cheaper than takeout. That's huge. The big game is also just around the corner, so it'll be an exciting time to treat friends with some delicious meals, whether it's barbecue back ribs, chocolate chip brownies, or anything else. Now, if you're ready to try HelloFresh, then click on the link down below in this video's description for 21 free meals plus free shipping to try HelloFresh today. But thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring tonight's video. Now, also real quickly, for those out there that need a reference as to how big Ashika Island is going to be when it gets added to Resurgence or even DMZ, this is exactly how big the map is. Obviously, you could see there's a few more points of interest on Ashika in comparison to Rebirth, so it is almost that much bigger. I mean, the map's gonna be great. The gameplay trailer that we got looks fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this, but for those out there that want a one-to-one type of Rebirth experience, this map is gonna be just a little bit bigger. But in comparison to Fortune's Keep, Resurgence map that came out very late in Vanguard's life cycle, also the most short-lived Warzone map ever, or might even be the most short-lived Call of Duty map ever, this map is almost the same in size. There's, of course, an extra point of interest or two in comparison, but it's a lot closer to Fortune's Keep size than it is to Rebirth. Hopefully that makes sense. And obviously we have teams over at Beanox, High Moon, I think even Toys for Bob, that worked on Fortune's Keep and also worked here on Ashika Island. But then, when you compare this map over to Al Mazrah, you could actually fit 15 Ashika Islands on Al Mazrah. That is absolutely insane. So there's a pretty accurate scale of what to expect here for the brand new Warzone map coming on February 15th. But also, for those out there looking for some assistance with camo grinding, whether it's Polyatomic or Orion, I'm not a fan of cheats, unlock tools, any of that crap. You can hit up COD Peter over on Twitter for some assistance for some very reasonable prices. His link is, of course, down below in this video's description. Now, a couple of days ago, I touched briefly on this topic, which I wanted to expand upon more in a individual video as we're doing here today. It was reported that Activision has published a patent at the start of 2023 that described an unbounded gameplay session or a game mode that quite simply would never end. In the lengthy and somewhat complex patent document, it was revealed that the company plans to create a system and method provided for continuous gameplay in a multiplayer game through an unbounded gameplay session. This is an article written by Insider Gaming, also linked down below. They also said, put simply, it's a multiplayer mode that would see a single match remain active indefinitely, provided at least one player in the game, or provided that at least one player is in the game. It would run continuously until all players have exited exited the unbounded gameplay session. So in the video that I made a few days ago, I touched on how this could potentially impact multiplayer, but we're gonna go further than that here in this video. But while on topic of multiplayer, what I do want to say is that this could be some type of expansion of that never-ending shipment that we ended up seeing added to Vanguard a good, 2 months ago. I don't know where Vanguard shipment got an update, even though Modern Warfare 2 was already out. It's just shipment, but with a 10-minute timer, no actual objective aside from killing other players. So to see something like that expanded upon more would be cool, and if anything, you could put this kind of never-ending mode on any small map, so to speak, so that you don't have to keep seeing remasters of Shipment or Shoot House every time we see an Infinity War title, or the same goes for a Black Ops game, not having to see Nuketown or Standoff or some other smaller map continuously remastered over and over again just for the sake of camo grinding, right? This never-ending type of mode, at least for multiplayer, could solve a big camo grinding problem, which ironically, as talked about earlier in this video, Warzone Mobile will have full cross progression with your camo progress, since it'll share the same type of weapons, the same camos themselves. Warzone Mobile will end up having a small multiplayer mode featuring a couple of maps, so that could be a way where if you guys are like, alright, I won't be at my setup for a good chunk of the day, I'll be on the train, or I'll be in the car while someone's driving, or I'll be in the toilet, I can actually sit on my phone and grind some camos out while I'm out, right, on my mobile device. So to go past that, right, not just to have that option to also camo grind, but having a never-ending type of mode in multiplayer would allow you guys to go in, do the challenges you have to do for a certain camo, and get out whenever you're done, instead of having to rely on finding a shipment domination match or a shoot house hardpoint match. It would actually solve a problem with how people out there probably get frustrated with getting into fast games of TDM when they want to play some longer modes to get some of their camo challenges done. But then if you think about how this could affect something like Warzone 2 or even DMZ, I think some type of never-ending battle royale wouldn't really make sense. I mean, I'm trying to figure out conceptually how a battle royale could work if it's a never-ending type of experience with no circle that eventually gets everybody down to, 1 to 2 to 5 players in a final circle. I don't know how that would go, but for DMZ's sake, this is where I could see them taking DMZ a little more serious. Maybe not for the current iteration of DMZ, but maybe a future version of DMZ that'll be in another Call of Duty game, whether it's in whatever the game is coming out this fall, whether it's in the next Black Ops game, or whatever the new Call of Duty title is. It could have a version of DMZ which doesn't necessarily have an end. There won't be a circle that collapses in like we have currently, to where there's nobody left in the lobby, to where you have to exfil out, because if not, you'll end up dying from gas. It could just be a never-ending type of extraction type of experience, to where you go in, do what you have to do. It'll still be PvP, where you have other players to go against an AI, but you go in, you extracted what you want, and that's it. That's the entire experience. Unless everybody out there leaves that server or the server crashes, it'll be a never-ending type of experience that Call of Duty's never seen before. Now, I don't think Escape from Tarkov does this. I'm not too familiar with that game, but I do believe there are extraction shooters out there that offer PvP that are just kind of never-ending servers in a way, unless everybody backs out. You just hop in, do what you have to do, and leave whenever you're ready or die out. So that kind of experience exists in the gaming world, but it's just Call of Duty that hasn't adapted that just yet. But DMZ could be setting the foundation for something like that. Now, another cool thing to think about is how that could affect zombies, right? Obviously, we got confirmation from a Treyarch job listing that Outbreak is coming back in the future. We got confirmation that Treyarch's gonna be working on a Warzone experience as well. So what'll likely happen is whatever Warzone 2 map they end up making for their Black Ops integration in a couple of years, they will end up using that map for Outbreak as well. So that would also theoretically be taking Grief to a new level, because if that version of Outbreak is kind of fused with the way DMZ works, then technically you might have a PvPvE type of experience, kind of like we have now, except instead of AI, you have zombies. So if you think about how maybe that could be translated into a never-ending experience, how cool would that be if you hop onto that Outbreak DMZ hybrid type mode, or what I'll call Outbreak 2.0, and you can obviously grind camos by killing the zombies, you can also kill other players, taking Grief to a new level, and obviously explore what could be main quests, side Easter eggs, who knows what, but in a server that doesn't ever really end. And if you think about it, Outbreak is kind of like that right now. Outbreak as we know it is kind of just a never-ending zombie sandbox, so just add a PvP element to that, it would kind of make sense, right? An Outbreak that we have now, you either die or you exfil, that's it. It's not like there's a game over in any way, it's kind of just unlimited surges until you choose to get off, or if you end up dying because of difficulty. So I think seeing a never-ending zombies type of server kind of makes sense, considering the foundation that Outbreak 1 already set during Black Ops Cold War. Now, as the article says, it's unclear how the technology could be used, but it could power a never-ending, ever circulating battle royale with players constantly dropping into the map, being killed, and starting over again. It wouldn't be a battle royale as such because the last player left alive wouldn't win. They'd simply keep the game open, but you get the picture. This patent was uncovered by xputer.com, and upon checking the document, it becomes clear that technology has been in development for some time, as the patent itself was applied for back in July 2022, but references to technology can be traced back to 2015. It's quite a comprehensive read, with the document outlining the background of the invention, all technical information, diagrams, and even case studies. It's typical patent application, but for those unfamiliar with the concept, it's a long and relatively boring read. So if they've been thinking about this for years, then does that mean that whatever this technology is going to be for COD 2.0, which could represent the next 2-3 years of COD? Is this for a COD 3.0 experience that we won't end up seeing until like 2026 or 2027? We don't know how long the COD 2.0 era is meant to last. I would guess maybe a little bit after 2025, but that's it. Then they'll start a new era again with like Warzone 3 or something else. So there's a possibility this is for the current generation of COD, and we'll end up seeing something with this technology with COD 2023 or COD 2024, or it could be something that we won't see for many years to come. But that's also keeping in mind that this is for Call of Duty, right? There's no confirmation at all from this patent that this is for Call of Duty. Also remember that Activision has filed patents in the past, I mean dozens upon dozens, possibly even hundreds, that never really amounted to anything, right? Things that were in concept that never really were conceptualized past that, nothing that was ever put into testing or any real production. So that could be what this is, keep that in mind. But if it is for Call of Duty, then I'd be curious how they can take that technology and adapt it across different game modes, maybe not just the multiplayer, but something also for Warzone side of things, or something for zombies, right? I'd be curious, right, if the reception to whatever this technology is, whenever it comes out, if it does, I wonder if people out there would be like, all right, that's a really cool idea for this mode, but let's also see it in these other modes, to the point where devs then start working on something for all modes to really unify everything, right? To have this never-ending technology to benefit all players who play different elements of Call of Duty, right? But there's also a chance that whatever this is for could be for some other IP entirely, not Call of Duty, something out there that maybe they're putting together right now to compete with Destiny, right? Because obviously Activision no longer publishes Destiny. Bungie kind of took that away from them and they went solo. So Activision might be wanting to work on some type of Destiny competitor, and that type of game could end up offering this never-ending type of gameplay loop that isn't for Call of Duty. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on this never-ending technology that's apparently in development over behind the scenes? Is it for COD 2.0 or is it for something else entirely? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.